Of all the cars Auto Express has driven over the last few years, it's really tricky to think of any that are truly bad. Even cars which aren't class leaders tend to go about their business really well, just that because they're not quite perfect, they don't get a look in. Some cars really deserve more love than they get though, so this video is for the underappreciated, the undervalued, the underrated new cars on sale today. But before we get into our top 10, make sure that you're subscribed to the Auto Express channel to keep up with the latest car news and reviews. In 10th place, we kick off with the Jaguar XF. It's so easy for mid-sized saloon buyers to just trudge down to their nearest premium dealer and buy an Audi A6, BMW 5 Series or Mercedes E-Class. And we don't blame them, they're all great cars in their own right. But so is the XF. From an enthusiast point of view, it's brilliant to drive. There's a range of new mild hybrid powertrains, and while Jaguar's latest infotainment tech is right up there with the best of them. And then there's those looks. Is there a more handsome four-door on sale today? But not every underrated car has to be super posh or even that exciting, as the Vauxhall Astra proves. It was once a regular at the top of the UK sales charts year after year, but cheap PCP deals for premium hatches like the Merc A-Class and the BMW 1 Series, the rise of the SUV, and the fact that traditional competition like the Ford Focus is just so good, the Astra has dropped down the order. It may be getting on a bit now, but if you're after a sensible family hatch, then the Astra is tough to fault. It's tidy to drive, there's a decent choice of engine and trim levels, and it's cheap to buy. There are a few too many segments where Lexus doesn't quite compete with the typical German execs. Sometimes it's justified, but the Lexus UX deserves far more credit against its rivals. Aside from the stunning LC Coupe, the UX is the best car the Lexus makes by far. Indeed, there's only two weak points, a fiddly infotainment system and a tiny boot. Look past those flaws, and there's a fancy crossover with a gorgeous cabin that's brilliantly frugal on fuel, and it's not half bad to drive either. Then of course there's the fact that it will never go wrong, and even if it does, the dealers are the best in the business. With so much buzz around stylish small EVs like the Honda E and the Mini Electric, it seems like the little Volkswagen E-Up gets rather forgotten. But while the others go heavy on the style and complexity to justify a very un-super mini asking price, the VW keeps things simple, and it's much more affordable as a result. Compact dimensions make it perfect for city driving, and performance is much more lively than you'd expect from a car with 82 brake horsepower. It'll do 161 miles on a single charge too, which is plenty for the sort of journeys it'll be used for. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is the Giulia in this list? Everyone always says what a great car it is to drive, that it looks really handsome, and that the hot quadrifoglio model is just a phenomenal sports saloon. But the Giulia makes it in because it's pretty good in a way that you probably didn't expect. The fact is, owners love life with their Giulias. In our 2018 Auto Express Driver Power Satisfaction Survey, the Giulia came third overall. Finally, Alfa Romeo has made a car that is not only great to look at and to drive, but isn't a hardship to live with every day. Citroën is at its best when it goes full quirky, and we know that's not for everyone, and that's cool. But daring to be a little individual deserves respect, and it just makes cars like this C4 Cactus even more appealing for those who want to stand out. While the C5 Aircross deserves worthy mention too, it's the C4 that shows Citroën at its best. Instead of the sharp, aggressive looks at rivals, it takes a softer, less threatening shape on the road. Rather than needlessly stiff suspension, the Cactus comforts its drivers with a pillowy soft ride, and its sofa-like seats feel like they're giving you a little hug. It's also free of unnecessary gizmos, which makes it light, so even the modest engine lineup gives great performance and brilliant fuel economy. In reality, we could have picked pretty much any Mazda for this underrated list, other than the MX-5, which is pretty much the only car they make which gets the credit it deserves. But the fact is this, if you're driving enthusiast and you want something sensible for family life, then the Mazda is pretty much your best bet. We've singled out the CX-30 because it really does just feel like a tall 5-seat MX-5 to drive. There are quicker cars in the class, and there are some that feel even sportier, but the CX-30 has beautiful control weights, a revvy engine and a sweet balance between ride and handling. Not only that, but the CX-30 is one of the safest cars ever tested by Euro NCAP. Badge snobbery certainly weighs heavily in the minds of most supercar buyers, which plays a big part in the Honda NSX failing to get the credit it really deserves. This hybrid supercar, shown here with the American Acura badging, offers ferocious acceleration and huge grip from its four-wheel drive system, and it looks like nothing else on the road. It'll even run in pure electric mode in short bursts, which just makes the transition to full bore 573 brake horsepower madness even more exciting. Mercedes E-Class Coupe and Cabriolet fall into a bit of a no man's land in the new car market. They don't really have any direct rival. Below sits a range of two-doors like the BMW 4 Series and Mercedes' own C-Class, while super posh stuff like the BMW 8 Series sits above. As a result, it kinda doesn't really get talked about. But here's the thing. The E-Class gives 99% of the performance, comfort and sense of occasion as those really fancy two-doors, but it costs far, far less. If you want a car that doesn't shout too much but offers hot hatch-like speed, amazing refinement and 40 miles to the gallon, get the 400 diesel coupe. It's a brilliant machine. But the most underrated car on sale today has to be this, the Peugeot 308 GTI. In isolation, the 308 GTI is a brilliant all-round hot hatchback. It looks great without being too shouty, it's got a cracking chassis, and the 1.6 turbo engine is one of the sweetest revvy engines of any of the current crop of hot hatches. It's even pretty relaxing to use every day. There's just one problem. Well, about 5 or 6 really. The 308 GTI has so many rivals and all of them are just so good. The Golf GTI, the Focus ST, the Civic Type R, the Megane RS, the i30N, all of them do what the 308 manages, but are either just a teeny smidge quicker or sharper or with better tech. With the 308 replacement due soon, the GTI won't be long for this world, so grab something just a little bit different while you still can. Click on the video icons for more videos from the Auto Express channel, and thanks for watching.